Now, Grameen Bank and the other Grameen businesses are great examples of this, and as you show in the book and subsequently they have been replicated in many places. But also from some of my experience, I know that some of the commercial banks that have tried to do this, for example in South Africa where I'm from, have really struggled to actually do this. Now, is there something about commercial banks trying to do microfinance that makes it difficult?
Yeah, although Grameen Bank is a bank, your South African bank is also a bank, but commercial bank and Grameen Bank differ substantially. And I try to explain it by saying that the name of the game is football, but European football and American football are not the same football. So Grameen banking and commercial banks, conventional banking is not the same banking. So you cannot ask the players of one football to play the other game. So you need separate players, you need separate coach, you need separate rules so that you can play the other game. So maybe that's what went wrong. They wanted to use the same people, same rules to do that. So otherwise it's not an impossible task. Even people who don't know anything about banking are doing this. And I didn't know anything about banking. People who work with me don't know anything about the banking in the conventional sense, but they're expert in what they do. And it worked. So that's nothing very difficult, complicated. It's a very simple thing. And it works globally. Today it's everywhere. Even in South Africa, I know of several excellent microcredit program working. One I know particularly working in Zanin with John Dewitt, very good program.
Yeah. Now, one of your sort of critical success factors, if you like, is working with the women. Can you talk a little bit more then about the importance of women in development and in microfinance, because that seems to be key to your success?
When we began our work back in 1976, there were two decisions I took right from the beginning. One decision was that we will do in a way that people don't have to come to the bank. Banks should go to the people. So it's our responsibility to bring our service to the doorstep of the people. And the second decision was half the borrowers in my program must be women, because I was speaking so strongly against the conventional banks in Bangladesh, who had not even 1% of the borrowers happened to be women. So I thought that was absolutely wrong. So I was trying to fix it in my work, having at least half the borrowers as women. So we continued with that. It was a very difficult task to get the confidence of the women to come in and start a business, take tiny loans, and do something for income generation, because she never did it before. She was scared to death. It took us 6 years to make it happen. Finally, we achieved that goal in 6 years' time, that our number of borrowers became 50-50 between men and women. Then we started noticing that money going to the family through women brought so much more benefit to the family. Impact is so much greater if you enter the family through women than compared to the same amount of money going to the family through men. So gradually we changed our policy. We said, forget about men, why don't you concentrate on women? The result is so much better. So today, out of 7.5 million borrowers Grameen Bank has, 97% are women. And when the idea has spread around the world, it became 100% women. So it's microcredit has become synonymous with the tiny loans without collateral going to the poorest women. So that's how it came out. And it makes so much impact in the family. Women has certain features in her character, in her being, which is so convenient, achieving the goal that the microcredit wants to achieve. Like, for example, as soon as she makes money, her first attention is the children. And she devotes herself very religiously to see that the children's life is better. You don't see it right away when a man is a borrower. And women had a longer vision. She wants to get out of this miserable situation as fast as she could, because she is very sensitive to the condition that she is in and so on. And she feels very insecure. Because she doesn't have security in her husband's house. She doesn't have any security in her parents' house. She wants to build up security as quickly as she can. So she works very hard to build up the future. And then you see other things which is very convenient for her. She is a best manager of scarce resources. She is very careful with the money we give her. She wants to get the best mileage out of it, because she concentrates totally on that money. So we see that if you put them together, it works much better if we address the family through women. And it changes the society. bringing empowerment to women, because she is always neglected, always somebody is ignored. Now she has a bank account, she owns a bank, she has savings, and she is income generating and so on. So self-confidence and dignity comes back to her.
Okay.